Giving you story after story, everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gon' do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And
yes sir, yes sir. Tales from the Sipp, episode 49. Yeah. Now, I got another paranormal story for you. And this story, it took place. Now, the thing is, this is one of the stories that took place that I didn't actually see, but it was dictated to me from one of my first cousins. You know, first cousin, her daddy, and my daddy were brothers. And I don't think she had no reason to lie about it. But let's get into it. Yes, sir. Now, you see the title? It says Tales from the Sipp, episode 49. The little girl in the white dress. Now, let me explain. Okay, now, my cousin who lived in my grandparents' house, before my grandparents was you know what I'm saying, had expired. Now, let me explain something. My granddaddy was born in 1886. This was how many years? It was 19 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. He was born and his mother lived, you know what I'm saying? She was born during the time of slavery. Crazy. But yeah, I got a history that I can go all the way back to the 1700s. Yeah. And I can show you through documents. So I ain't lying. Yeah. I ain't lying, man. But anyway, so that's my granddaddy, born in 1886. Grandmama born, you know what I'm saying, in the, she was a lot younger than my granddaddy. But I don't want to get into that. You watch The Color Purple, you know. Same way things happen with that. He was Mr. and she was Silly. Except a beautiful Silly. Because she was beautiful. She ain't look like Silly. But anyway, now, my grandparents, they lived in the house. The house is still there. My daddy built the house because my daddy was a jack of all trades. He knew how to do everything, man. Man, the man knew how to build a house. He knew how to wire it up. He knew how to, you know what I'm saying, do the plumbing. He knew how to do everything. But he drove trucks. That's crazy, ain't it? He knew how to do everything. But anyway, so after my grandparents died, a little few years later, she ended up occupying that house. And, probably 10 years later, you know what I'm saying? And she did a little renovation of the house. She renovated it, made it, brought it up to, the specs of a new modern house. You know what I'm saying? And with her moving, when she moved in the house, she said she started seeing different things. Now, I believe she didn't have any reason to lie about it. She ain't got no reason to lie to me about it or other people, you know what I'm saying? So she was sitting there and she said one night she was sitting in the house and then all of a sudden she was laying there in the bed. And then she woke up. And before that, let me tell you, my grandmother and grandmama's room that they slept in, this was a 3-bedroom house. So my grandmother, grandfather, they slept in the room. When you walk through the front door, take a lift, they slept in that room. But then you had another room that was when you go straight ahead, and then there's a hallway. And then you go, boom, to the right, there's another room. Then there's another, another room. That's not important. But anyway, what I'm saying is, she said she was sitting in that room. She woke up, and then it was a little girl, a little black girl in a white dress, standing right there in the doorway. I said, "What?" Yeah, she seen the little black girl standing in the middle of the doorway when she woke up and was looking at this. Now I'm like, yeah, I've seen a lot of things, so I don't think she had no reason to lie. I'm just telling the story that was dictated and told to me. So she was sitting there, man. She seen a little girl. She asked her, "What what do you want?" Said the little girl just looked at her. Didn't do nothing. Didn't say nothing. Just was looking at her. Then the girl take off running. She go behind her try to find her, but she disappeared. The next time she see the little girl pop up again. Look pretty dressed like she going to church, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you know, maybe the girl's probably a 5 or 6 year old that's the apparition that she seen a little pretty dress. You know what I'm saying? Again, the white dress. Now, the little girl never said anything to her, but she would just pop up randomly when she was in the house, in my grandparents' house. My grandparents were both expired at this time. But when she would see the little girl, she would wonder, well, what do this little girl want? The same house, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, we made it into a little, when me and my cousin and brothers and cousins and stuff, we used to go to that house. When my cousin was staying there, I used to stay there with him. I never saw anything. We used to sit there, they were smoking weed and drinking, and we were playing dominoes, doing all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We were hustling too, you know what I'm saying? But that was our little meetup spot. My grandparents' house. You know what I'm saying? And they had been, you know, like I say, my granddad died in the 80s. My grandmama died like a year later. So she followed right behind her. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I was wondering, she said she seen this, but none of us never seen this. But I was wondering, who this little girl could be. Is this little girl something dealing with this little girl that she kept seeing in that white dress? Was that a spirit of one of our ancestors who got lynched back in the day? And this spirit coming? But, me, knowing, according to the scripture, our ancestors ain't coming to talk to us. That was just a familiar spirit. That's all it was. Which, if you look at a lot of slave narratives, when white people lynched a lot of black people, and then they started, when they got ready to die, or when it was close to that time, they started seeing the people that they had did wrong. Now, I don't know the exact story about the exact situation, why she kept seeing that little girl in that white dress, but I have my recollections. And what I believe is that was a familiar spirit. See, she knew that we had a great, 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 great grandmother that came from the west coast of Africa. I ain't gonna tell you the whole story. If you want to hear it, y'all hit me up in the comments. Hit me up in the comments, and I'll tell you the story of that, because we did a little. She did a little research on our family history, and I did a little research. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't know the reason for that little girl in that white dress, but I know that is a spirit that she kept seeing, and I believe it's true. I believe it's true. Why not? What do I have to? What do What does she have to lose? Why would she just make that up? She not the type of person that just sit around and make up stuff. In other words. So, what do you think? Who do you think that little girl is? That little girl in the pretty white dress. Is that one of our ancestors? Is that the little girl that came from West Africa to the United States? Or was there somebody that got lynched by these people, these wicked folks that went around killing and destroying everybody on the face of this planet? I don't know, but I'm trying to figure that out. But anyway, Tales from the Sipp, episode 49. Be on the lookout for episode 50. Y'all let me know. Episode 50, I want to give you something special. See, y'all gonna have to participate with me, man. I got to have a certain amount of people to let me know that they want to actually hear this is what it is. If a certain amount of people let me know they want to hear my testimony, which is going to be like 3 or 4 parts to it, because it's even though I break things down in a quick, fast, and a hurry. But if you want to hear that, leave a comment. Let me know you want to hear my testimony. That means I'm telling you my whole life in a short span of time. And I do it. for episode 50 to, I don't know, 54, 55, whatever. But if you want me to do, if you want to hear it, if you don't want to hear it, I ain't no use to me saying doing it. But if you want to hear it, drop a comment and let me know. I do it. I love this here. Yes, sir. Tales from a Sipp, episode 49. The little girl in the white dress. Be on the lookout for episode 50. Hit me up. I'ma do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's real. It's a lot to my testimony. I do it, but if you don't want to hear it, I do something else. In other words, I'm gonna do what you want to hear. I got a lot of stories. Yes, sir. Peace out.
That's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes your boy may go way back in the day, talk about experiences and the games that he played. And that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Hey.